Good evening. We're here tonight to celebrate the graduation of Pacific Law Academy's class of 2020. This evening, we're going to salute our graduates' accomplishments and respect each and every family having the opportunity to celebrate with them in a dignified manner. I wish we had the opportunity to be with you this evening live, but the coronavirus has led to an unprecedented year for education, and it has created new norms for everyone. To the Pacific Law Academy graduating class of 2020, we have certainly been through a wild senior year. Who knew what we were about to encounter when we were returning to school in August of 2019? We gathered as we did for the prior 3 years, met up with friends we may not have seen all summer, greeted our teachers, including 4 new teachers at PLA, and as we have been accustomed to at PLA, dove into the academics. It would be our last year of high school, our greatest year in education, and we wanted to do our best to prepare for college, career, and community. We look forward to celebrating our accomplishments with prom, grad night, college admission, scholarships, awards, senior sunset, and graduation. After all, those are the events seniors, parents, and high school teachers work for. We anticipate those joyous occasions. We look forward to them for 12 years. For the class of 2020, however, we were robbed of the ceremonies by the COVID-19 pandemic and spent the last quarter of high school in distance learning. The class of 2020 adapted and overcame as if the pandemic, distance learning, and sheltering in place were just additional barriers to leap over to reach our goal. We were robbed of the ceremonies, but not the celebrations. Pacific Law Class of 2020, you will be rewarded for your diligence and perseverance, for your scholarship and community service, and more than any previous class, your collective successes over time will define Tiger Pride and set high standards for future PLA graduates to meet.
Hi, I'm Mia Liu, and I'm honored to speak as the Salutatorian for Pacific Law Academy's Class of 2020. I'd like to thank all of our friends, family, teachers, and fellow students for being with us today. I know this may not be the traditional ceremony we have all hoped for, but nevertheless, we are all here to celebrate the achievements that brought us to the end of our high school years together. So, we're finally here. 4 long years of studying, writing essays, taking notes, and procrastinating. 4 long years of walking the same paths, wondering when we'd finally graduate. And today's the day. Ever since we were freshmen, Mr. Toya always told us that before we knew it, our high school days would come to an end like that, and we'd be off to where life takes us. And he was right. I always remember thinking to myself, 4 years? That's a long time. That's not going to happen anytime soon. But here we are, ready to graduate. These 4 years have taught me the lessons of personal growth, of learning how to collaborate with others, and of working up the courage to sometimes participate in class discussions. But first, I want us to reflect on our journey here thus far. Freshman year. We were baby-faced kids, easily identifiable from the students around us. We bumbled around the classrooms with our backpacks chock full of notebooks, binders, and every pen or pencil imaginable. And don't forget about everyone's favorite class, biology, the class that made us want to step outside and scream. I can confidently say that that class was the most stressful one that I've ever taken in all my years being here. The copious amount of note cards that we had to write made our hands cramp. And for those of us who had that class for 7th period, we always did those note cards during lunch the day they were due. Sophomore year. We finally lost the title of freshman and started to feel like we belonged here. We all eagerly awaited for our second semester to arrive, the time where we could go off campus to eat lunch. Honestly, I don't really remember much of this year. It was sort of a buffer year before the stress of junior year settled in. Junior year. The time where we actually had to stop and think. What college do I want to go to? What do I want to do with my life? How many times must I take the SAT? Though it was such a stressful year, it was also the year of our first prom, of our fun chemistry labs, of our silly AP rap videos. The end came sooner than anticipated. And here we are, senior year. Our last year together before we all continue our own journeys elsewhere. The excitement of our end-of-the-year activities kept us staying afloat despite our senioritis. Yet we unknowingly had our last rally, our last lunch together, our last day of walking into class. This year did not go the way any of us had expected, but I want you all to know that we have accomplished so much this year. We all got through the stress of college applications and made more unforgettable memories. We have all spent countless hours working towards where we are now, and I commend you all for it. I've witnessed us grow into leaders, no longer the inexperienced freshmen we once were. Getting to this point in our lives has been no easy feat, but I'd like to remind you all that our successes aren't ours alone. I'd like to thank the teachers and staff for caring so deeply about us and encouraging us to reach new limits. They taught us not only academics but life skills such as collaboration, taking initiative, and finding our own voice. I'd also like to thank our parents who taught us and raised us into being a functional human being. Their never-ending support allowed us to pursue our interests while still focusing on school. And finally, I'd like to thank you guys, the class of 2020. The memories and bonds that we made here together will last even as we depart from this school. It was this class that gave me the support to become a leader and learn how to speak up. I never thought that I would break out of my shell, but I've seen myself grow here more than I ever thought imaginable. My time here at Pacific Law Academy has truly been an enjoyable one, and I owe it all to you. So congratulations to the class of 2020! As we move on to the next chapter of our lives, I challenge you all to keep growing and keep pushing your limits. Thank you.
Something that everyone in the class of 2020 can say is that the time that they spent at PLA is a memorable one. During our attendance at this school, our class has experienced many things. One thing that comes to mind is being Mr. Phipps' guinea pigs, as he sometimes refers to us as, during the 2 years we had him as our teacher. Some examples are when he allowed us to rewrite our essays multiple times for a better grade, and the other time where he decided to try something new and gave us the poetry podcast assignment. When our senior year first started, I am sure that everyone expected to have a normal senior year, a prom night, a graduation party, as well as our graduation. Unexpectedly, the coronavirus pandemic began during the second semester of this school year. As a result, we had to stay at home for the remainder of the school year, and the events that had been planned were either canceled or changed. However, things have managed to work out. We are having online classes through Zoom and Google Meet, as well as having all our work done online. These speeches will be recorded for our virtual graduation as well, instead of being live and in person. I wish everyone good luck for your plans of the future. But do not be discouraged if life does not go exactly the way you want it to. Take me as an example. My plan was to attend UC Berkeley. My family had a house near there, and my parents wanted me to attend there as well. I was not accepted into UC Berkeley. However, this opened up other opportunities for me, as I was not going to consider any other colleges if I got into that university. I was accepted in UC Davis and planned to continue my education there. So even though life did not go exactly the way I planned, it worked out in the end.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, teachers and staff. My name is Josh Lewis, and I am the ASB president of Pacific Law Academy. And I would like to start off by giving a big thank you to Mr. Capello, Ms. Roxanne, Ms. Tomlin, and the rest of the staff for keeping our school thriving in times of uncertainty. And a warm thank you to our teachers for hastily making the switch from in-person curriculum to online. And lastly, I commend all of you seniors, the class of 2020, for not giving up when it was so easy to, and finishing our school year on a high and strong hand. Now, as part of my speech, I would like to encourage our senior class not to give up and not to look at the world as negative, but to discover multiple ways to make your life and the lives around you better, and to leave your legacy. Now, as Pericles, an Athenian statesman, once said, what you leave behind is not what is engraved into the stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others. Now I would like to encourage each and every one of you, myself included, to leave our legacy. The legacy that was started at PLA, the legacy that will continue many years on, the legacy that will be remembered forever. And as we transition from high school to the next stages of our lives, whether it be college, the workforce, serving our country, I want each and every one of you to know that I believe in you, and that you stood strong in the face of letdown, and that even though our in-person school year has came to a stop, it was an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege getting to know each and every one of you. And to those that I've come to know quite a bit, such like CJ and Corey, I'm proud of what you guys become and what you will continue to become. And as cliche as it may seem, and I know we all heard it, but it's so true. For the class of 2020, the sky is truly the limit. And it was a true pleasure getting to know each and every one of you from this class, the class of 2020. And as our paths continue to stray away, or continue to intertwine with one another, just know that your life of today will affect your life of tomorrow, and your legacy of yesterday. And that I love each and every one of you guys.
Welcome, parents, teachers, staff, and my fellow peers to the graduation of the class of 2020. Thank you all for coming. I just want to start by congratulating all my peers and myself. We finally made it. It's been a long, turbulent journey to this point. What with fellow students, teachers, staff, and even a principal leaving. As well as, having to spend the last few months of our high school careers in a quarantine. But, nevertheless, we made it. And yes, this quarantine really does suck. We didn't get to have a prom, a grad night, or even the ability to hold this celebration in person. But hey, at least we get to say that our graduating year was quite a unique experience. Not every graduating class can say that they underwent a pandemic-induced quarantine, But on a more serious note, we all underwent a rude awakening. We got hit with the full force of the saying, you never really know how much you appreciate something till it's gone. Usually when we're out of school, people are happy. But this time, instead of wanting to stay out of school, I know a lot of you wanted to go back. Which is weird, but I get it. Wanting to spend time with your friends and really cherishing the last few moments together as a class is normal. Heck, I'm pretty sure all of us felt that at one point or another during this time. I see this collective desire to meet up as a testament to our bonds together as a class. Throughout our 4 years here, throughout our high school careers, we have enforced this bond and this connection. And even if you weren't with us for all 4 years, you have been tethered to this bond. By making it to graduation, this final finish line of this arc of our lives, we cement this bond and shall forever be connected to one another as the class of 2020 for PLA. And as we move forward to the next stages of our lives, wherever that may be, I just want all of you to know that the Pacific Law Academy class of 2020 will always be behind you. pushing you to strive for greatness. And with that, Mr. Capello, I present to you the class of 2020.
Pacific Law Academy class of 2020, you are a joy to have around. Best of luck to all of you. The PLA faculty, staff, and administration are proud of you. Best of luck. You did it.
Hello graduates, I am John Dacey, your Superintendent of Schools, and I first and foremost want to congratulate you on this momentous event in your life, graduating from high school. We are so proud of you. You all exhibited dedication and motivation and perseverance and caring, and it has resulted in this amazing moment. You are graduating from high school and moving on to another phase in your life. I am also very grateful to you. We are all grateful to you. You are graduating in a time of unprecedented challenge. I don't need to remind anybody that this is the most unique situation that anybody in my lifetime has ever faced. So why am I proud of you? And why am I thankful to you? Because it will be you who will lead this country out of this peril. You will lead this state out of this peril. You will lead Stockton out of this peril. Whether you pursue a career in medicine, or service, or help, or economics, it will be you who will stitch things back together, and for that we're very grateful. So let me move on to probably the most important sentence you're waiting to hear. As Superintendent of Schools, and by the virtue and the authority vested in me by the State Board of Education and the Educational Board of Stockton Unified, I hereby declare all of these pupils assembled here. They have completed the prescribed course for high school graduation and are thereby qualified to receive their diplomas. So trustees, I present to you the class of 2020 for you to issue their diplomas. I congratulate you and I remind you that you will go many places and you will do many things. But wherever you go and whatever you do, you will always be a graduate of Stockton Unified, and I know you'll make us proud. Congratulations.
Hello, Pacific Law Academy Tigers. My name is Candelaria Vargas, and I'm your SUSD Board Trustee for Area 7. Congratulations, you did it! I know it wasn't easy. With the coronavirus quarantine, it has been an extra challenge to complete school assignments without being together in person. I know some have had to take care of younger siblings while your parents worked. I know some have had challenges with housing, food insecurity, and healthcare accessibility. I know some have had challenges with so much more than that even before the virus outbreak. And despite all of these challenges, now you're here, about to receive your diplomas. I'm so proud of all of your hard work. You are truly Stockton strong. I formally accept the high school class of 2020 and now direct staff to begin the awarding of diplomas.
Craig Barber. Amelia Chu. Mohammed Khan. Rebecca Marie Johnson. Mark Soto. Angel Mendoza. Mia Ramos. Abraham Velasquez. Jenny Yu. Isabella Cruz. Angela Batras. Marlene Barro Silverio. Samantha Picone. Corey Crawford. Joseph Abdugani. Itzel Betancourt. Adriana Bonilla Pena. Gavin Bod. Brenda Chavelis Garcia. Zong Kai. Tamarie Harrison. Crystal Ibarra, Salvador Loza, Peter Tone Lee, Daisy Serrano Mariano, Sammy Marquez, Alexis Yang, Alonzo Tapia, Melanie Alcazar, Alexis Ramirez, Joshua Lewis, Julian Barrios, Jonathan Casanave, Delia Garcia, Alexis Diaz Calvillo, Abigail Hokanson, Maria Yanez, Julian Lara, Zoe Welch, Mia Liu, Stephen Yu, Jeremiah Thompson, Dawson O'Rourke, Jacob Patel, Andrew Magana, Priscilla Garcia, Rogelio Ornelas,
Pacific Law Academy Class of 2020. That concludes our celebrations for this evening. Again, congratulations for myself, our teachers, and our staff. But that does not conclude our celebrations overall. On Wednesday, June 10th, that's Wednesday, June 10th, from 9 a.m. to noon, we invite you to drive through the PLA parking lot to pick up your diplomas and your final transcripts. Until then, have a great evening, and remember, Tigers for life.